You look at your phone again. You know you shouldn't. You know there will be nothing, but you look. Just blankness. The blue of the message bubble, the last laugh you sent, the last talk soon, and then nothing. A void. A silence that is so loud. It echoes. And the questions? They flood in. They drown you. What did I do? Was it that joke I made? Did I say too much? Did I seem too interested? Did I seem not interested enough? You reread the entire conversation. You analyze every word. You search for the clue, the moment it went wrong, the one mistake that made them vanish. And you find nothing. Just a good conversation, a connection, a promise, and then a disappearance. This is the unique pain of being ghosted. It is not just a rejection, it is a mystery. It is a story with the last chapter torn out, and you are left to write an ending in your own head. And almost always the ending you write is, "It was my fault." We have all been there, staring at that silence.
Feeling our worth just drain away, feeling worthless, feeling invisible. But what if the answer to the mystery is not in you? What if the story was never about you at all? To heal from this, we must do the hardest thing. We must turn the camera around. We must look at the person who chose the silence. What is happening in the mind and heart of the ghoster? Are they a monster? A cold, heartless sociopath? Sometimes, yes, but often, the truth is far more tragic and far more human. This is the psychology of the person who ghosts. The first and most common reason is paralyzing fear. We imagine the ghoster deleting our number with a smirk, laughing as they ignore our texts. We imagine them callous and strong. But what if the opposite is true? What if they are weak? What if they are terrified? Imagine them. They see your message, and their stomach drops. Their heart pounds, their palms sweat. Because in their mind, they are the bad guy, and they cannot stand to play that role.
This is the conflict avoider, the people pleaser, the person who has never learned how to disappoint someone to their face. They rehearse the conversation. "I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling a connection." And they immediately imagine your response. The why. But I thought the sadness in your voice, the anger, the tears. And to them, that feeling, the guilt of inflicting pain is so unbearable. They cannot breathe. It is intolerable. So they choose what feels like the easier path, the path of least resistance. They choose nothing. They wait. Maybe they'll get the hint. Maybe it will just fade away. Maybe time will solve this for me. They're not trying to hurt you. They're desperately trying to protect themselves from feeling the shame of being the one who caused the pain. It is a profound and ironic act of cowardice, because in their effort to avoid a moment of painful honesty, they create a void of infinite painful mystery for you. They spare themselves by sacrificing you. The second deep reason is emotional overwhelm. This is the person who doesn't even know why they are pulling away. So how can they explain it to you?
They are not in touch with their own feelings. It's just a vague, uncomfortable feeling of no, a static in their chest, a weight, a suffocation. When they see your message, it feels like pressure. It feels like an expectation, an obligation to feel something they don't feel, to be someone they don't know how to be. And the more you text, "Hey, is everything okay?" the worse it gets. Every ping of their phone is another brick on their chest. They don't know what to say, so they paralyze, they freeze. This is often the anxious mind or the depressed mind, a mind that is already drowning in its own overwhelm. And your connection, which started as joyful, now just feels like one more thing that they are failing at. So they disappear. They shut down. It is an emotional system crash. They're not thinking about you. They are just trying to stop the noise.
Inside their own head. And then there is the deepest wound, the one that explains so much: avoidant attachment. This is the tragedy of the ghoster. This is the person who learned in childhood a terrible lesson. They learned that love is a trap, that intimacy is danger, that needing someone is how you get hurt. Maybe they had a parent who was controlling or dismissive or abandoned them. They learned that connection equals pain and independence equals survival. So now, as an adult, they crave connection, just like everyone. But as soon as it gets real, as soon as it gets close, as soon as you show real interest, real affection, a primal alarm goes off in their head. Red alert, danger, too close, you are going to be trapped, you are going to be hurt, you are going to be suffocated, run! And so they run. They ghost. Not because they hate you, they ghost because they are terrified of you caring about them and terrified of themselves caring about you. You didn't do anything wrong. You did everything right. You triggered their fear of intimacy. Your warmth felt like fire to them. And this is the tragedy. The person who ghosts you to avoid the very thing they desperately need. They are running from the love they don't believe they deserve, or the love they believe will destroy them. And yes, we must say it. Sometimes it is none of these. Sometimes it is emptiness. It is callousness. It is the narcissist, the user, the person who sees people as objects, as entertainment, as supply. They wanted your attention. They wanted your validation. They wanted something from you, and they got it. Or they got bored, and when they were done, they dropped you like a toy. There is no deeper meaning. There is no anxiety.
There is no fear. There is just a lack of empathy, a coldness. In this case, the silence is not a mystery. It is a confession. It is them telling you, I do not care how this makes you feel.
And that is all you need to know. So you are left staring at your phone. The silence is still there. The fearful pleaser, the overwhelmed mind, the wounded runner, the empty user. In the end, the reason doesn't change the outcome, but it can change you. Because every one of those reasons has one thing in common. It is not about you. It is not a reflection of your worth. It is not a judgment on your value. It is not proof that you are unlovable. It is a reflection of their fear, of their trauma, of their cowardice, of their inability to be the person you deserve. Their silence is not a question for you to answer. It is a statement about them. Their silence is the answer. It is, I am not capable of showing up for this. It is, I am afraid. It is, I am broken in a way that has nothing to do with you. And when you can finally hear that answer, when you can accept that their silence is their closure, not yours, you can put the phone down. You can stop rereading the messages. You can
take that story that they tore the page out of and you can close the book. You can write your own ending. And it is this: I deserve someone who is brave enough to speak. And you walk away, not with anger, not with hate, maybe even with a little pity. And you leave them alone in their silent world. And you go find the music in yours. Thank you for being here. Subscribe for more.